together, and thank everyone else in the ether, ozone, whatever that is, for listening and paying attention. Not that you have to pay attention. Feel free to multitask or whatever it is that the kids are doing these days, right? I want to start it with just a little welcome. I want to welcome you to the land of the groove. Welcome you to the land of the groove. You might be nobody today, but you're gonna be somebody tonight. I should have had that. Anyway, that's just a little intro. Welcome to Shea Barry. Shea Barry is wherever I go. There's always a club around me of some sort, Shea Barry. So that's where we are tonight. And we'll start out with a song I wrote with the great Steve Cataldo from the Nervous Eaters. And it's called Na 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 Necessities. So it's a one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need any money to get the things I want. Isn't it obvious that I don't need luxury? All them trouble trivialities. I said I don't need a big-ass Cadillac. Leave the cocaine to the people who like the finesse to have a good rap. And then the woo! Can you give it back? Na 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 necessities. I said got to have them if for free. That's right. Na na na. Woo! I got to have love. It's for me. That's right. Try hard not to fake it. Find out who I am and what I like. Don't take a lot to make my life complete. A few beers, a few friends, we don't have to compete. The kids give me a girl that I like, and I can tell you she knows I'm uptight. She just wanted to be good to me. I put up with my witness, it will set me free. Na 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 necessities. I said got to have them if for free. That's right. Na 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 na. I got to have love. It's for me. That's right. Listen out now. I want you to dance on fire, have a fun, and go to work like the working jerk, and shake it up. Yeah, shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. I said na 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 na. Yeah. Can you believe I jumped up at the end? Thanks so much, folks. So that was a song I think I really wrote it. Actually, Steve Cataldo wrote it, and I rewrote it. But he's a great songwriter. And I rewrote it back in the 80s, and then I decided to revive it fairly recently. I wrote new lyrics again, and a couple of little other things. But anyway, so I started out a wastrel youth in the ghetto of Boston. No. So I actually want to get right to the music. So in 1958 or so, it was the first time I ever played a jukebox, and I played an Everly Brothers song called Wake Up Little Susie. And about a 10-year-old came over to me and said, "What are you doing? That's like kiddie music. You're a kid." And I said, "Wait a minute, that's rock and roll." You know, I don't know what I said back, but I was probably too afraid to say anything back. But anyway, the first song I played in a jukebox, it was a big thrill. It was a nickel. Nickel for a play, and 3 for a dime, and 7 for a quarter. So this is another one by the Everly Brothers, a ballad called "So Sad to Watch Good Love Go Bad." And it certainly is. How's that, Maestro? We used to have good times together, but now I feel them slip away. It breaks my heart to see us part. So sad to watch good love go bad. Remember how you used to feel love. You said nothing would change your mind. And you know, it makes me cry to see love die. So sad to watch good love go bad. Is it any wonder why I feel so blue when I know for certain that I'm losing you? Remember how you used to feel love? Pretty good. You said nothing would change your mind. And it makes me cry to see love die. So sad to watch good love go bad. So sad to watch good love go bad. Ain't that a pretty sound right there? Thanks so much. The Everly Brothers, total stone cold genius singers. And you know, that's one group you can really say without the Everly Brothers, there wouldn't have been a Beatles. I think that's probably one of their 3 or 4 biggest influences was the Everly Brothers. Anyway, so moving along, also in 1958 or 59, a song by Buddy Holly, another one of my early idols when I was a kid, and it's called "It's So Easy."
Oh, All right, we're singing this one too. I thought I had choose one.
No. So, we're all set? You start it, Kevin. Go ahead. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. People say love's for fools. Here I go, breaking all the rules. It seems so easy, so doggone easy. It seems so easy. Yeah, where you're concerned, my heart has learned that it's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. To fall in love, I said, it's so easy to fall in love again. Look into these 4 eyes and you will see what your love heart is set apart for me. You seem so easy, just doggone easy. It seems so easy. Concern my heart has learned. It's so easy to fall in love. I said, it's so easy to fall in love. Yeah.
She's one?
You're completely out of the list here. No, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right, I'm wrong.
Okay.
This doesn't happen all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. Ellie's straightening my shirt out because she's my tailor and
So did
dresser
anyone happen to notice my
and
high heel
sister.
sneakers? Sort of high heel sneakers. What a big throw. Big throw. So, to continue along in the story, we start the Marshalls in 1975. At least the version that I joined. Kenny and Kevin started before me in high school. And then when they got out of high school and I was, done with college, we decided to start a band. And I sort of was drafted to be the drummer, which is great. And I love playing drums. The 3 of us started, the 3 of us, then we usually added a guitar player fairly quickly. Eric Rosenfeld was the first one. Adam Roth memorably was the second, all memorably. And Phil Russo is the third one. And we all 3 of us wrote and sang and argued all the time about who was going to write what song and who was going to sing what song, and et cetera, et cetera. But it was a great experience, and we learned how to be a band. And we did a little bit of touring and made quite an impact, I think, in Boston. A lot of people liked us. A lot of people hated us. And we played the punk clubs like the Rat and Cantones and the club in Cambridge. It was called The Club. That's a nifty name for a club, The Club. They should have called it Shea Barry, right? But anyway, so we played those clubs, and we weren't really punk, but the good thing about the punk clubs was anybody who was had original music could play the punk clubs and get over. We had the experience of playing those great clubs and even playing some great clubs in New York too, like Max's Kansas City and Hurrah, which of course none of you have any memory of, but maybe Tom does. Yeah. Maybe somebody in the control room does. But anyway, so the Marshalls had a good run. We never broke up because we're family. Ellie joined in 1979 because I was tired of my mother saying, "Where's Ellie?" Ellie's a great singer, and she's going to join us in a couple of songs here. She also was in the Modern Lovers with Jonathan Richman, and she toured all over the world with Jonathan Richman. So she did quite a lot with him. Besides the album that she's all over with him is Jonathan Sings. What's the other one?
And it's time for, well, that was the
It's Time for
one.
Jonathan.
And then, Rock and Roll with the Modern Lovers. Was
Rock and Roll with
the
the Modern
second
Lovers.
one.
Okay. For those of you keeping tabs at home.
They're all out of print.
They're all out of print. Wow, that means they're valuable. You should sell them. No, just kidding. So this is a song that Kevin wrote. And by the way, Kevin was, I'd say, far and away the best songwriter of the Marshalls in that era. I had to struggle to keep up with him, and I feel like by the 80s I got as good as him. Maybe.
That's a big maybe.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it ain't that she's pretty, smart, or rough or witty. She grew up in the country. I found her in the city. Now I know she's the one. One day while we were walking, I told her I was locked in her lap because she's kind of sweet and know I need her loving when I'm with her. I know she's the one. I know a match can be hard to find, but that girl drives me out of my mind. My day's obsessed with the thoughts of her. She's the only woman that I'm after. I know a match can be hard to find, but that girl drives me out of my mind. My days obsessed with the thoughts of her. She's the only woman that I'm after. Well, it ain't that she's pretty, smart, or awful witty. She grew up in the country. I found her in the city. Now I know she's the one. One day while we were walking, I told her I was looking her lap because she's kind of sweet and know I need her loving when I'm with her. I know she's the one. When I'm with her, I know she's the one.
Beautiful song.
Thank you. It was a lot easier on the record because it was double tracked. So I ran out of
I think that's one of the perfect songs of innocent love. Although I don't know how innocent you really were.
I was
You're
kind of
right.
in it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
All right. So, let's do. So Ellie, you're up next, right too. Okay. And by the way, this is my sister Ellie Marshall. Did I already introduce her? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
That was my senior moment for
as
the,
a modern
for
lover.
the stream.
Which song?
Do the stand. This is a song from, I think I wrote it about 1982 or 83. And this was, I don't want to
Yeah,
go
but give me that
political
other-
here, try to avoid the
no.
political stuff with the music, but the song itself is kind of a metaphorically political. It's called Do the Stand. And yesterday Tom was saying, so is this like a dance? And I go, no, it's a dance that's got no steps. You just have to be yourself. 'Cause that's how the lyrics go. But anyway, so this just to make my one political statement, this was written in reaction to the Reagan era, to Ronald Reagan becoming president, which was not fun for me,
Well,
of course,
well,
and a lot
Nancy
of
and
other
I-
people, I'm sure. But we'll change the subject back to music here.
Well.
So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. take a look around, you find it's not the life you planned. A conversation with yourself. How come yourself now you can't stand? The narrow-minded make demands, and no one really has such plan. And people always talking at you, mouths are working overtime. And sex and age and God and class, they become just part of another lie. When knowledge is a thing to scorn, and ignorance becomes the norm. Do the stand. Do the stand. Yeah. People rapping at you every day. People talking, don't know what to say. Get on your feet and do the. Remember, you're still your own person, not just part of society. Determine what is right from wrong. The rest you got to let it be. You'll hear the sound of your own band. I did. And take a chance and do the stand. And do the stand. Do the stand. It's not the moves, it's not the magnitude. It's more the feeling in your attitude. Take a chance and do the stand. The rest be damned. Yeah, take the morals, do the stand. That's your command, baby. Come on, 'cause it's up to you now to have some conviction. Don't you worry about your inner ambition now. It's up to you now. You got to stand up and be yourself. I said, do the stand. Yeah. I said, do the stand. Can't hit it. Do the stand, do the stand, yeah, yeah. Do the stand, yeah, yeah. That was do the stand, yeah. You know, I really should have given that song to Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
He's still
Maybe
around.
maybe it's not too late.
He's still around.
Okay, so that was a song from Barry Marshall and the Rockin' Robins, my band in the 80s.
I was
And
Rockin' Robin.
Ellie was in the band, that's right, and she sang some songs.
Haven't sung that song in 30 years, though.
Yeah.
But
That's
that was
good.
one
You
of my
did a good
favorite
job.
songs. That's
Okay,
one of best,
so,
Barry's best songs. I would say.
This is probably the most influential band for me in terms of influencing the way I sang and the way I took performing. Actually, I gotta do this. This is a group called the Young Rascals, and then later became the Rascals. And the first band I was in 1967, oh, I just gave away the whole trick.
Sounds like Beautiful Morning right there.
Yeah, I know. The first band I was in 1967 when I was 16 years old was called The Fugitives. They were actually a great band, and I was lucky to get in them. I was the lead singer, and I was probably the more entertaining person in the band, although they were all entertaining. And it was a great time. I had about a year with them, and I think about half our repertoire was the Young Rascals. So we did Ain't Gonna Eat Out My Heart Anymore. Yeah, I admit you got the biggest brown eyes, and you know how to part your lips to tantalize. Sure. And Good Lovin', of course, and It's a Beautiful Morning, I think we did at one point, and all kinds of great stuff. So here's a song by the Rascals, written by Felix Cavalieri and Eddie Brigatti. Eddie and his brother David became friends with us at one point. We did some music with them, Kevin and I both. So that was a big thrill for us, of course. So, this. And yeah, okay. Y'all ready? Maestro? Sunday afternoon, really get away too soon. I can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. Ain't no place I like to be. Down a crowded avenue in New York City, doing anything we like to do. People say we can't be anyone we like to be. All this happening, people, we could be. For a minute. Central Park, 1976. I just got done playing a gig the night before at CBGB's, and I thought I saw this girl watching me. I should say this woman watching me. And then the next day I was at Central Park, beautiful June day, and I saw you, and I saw you across the way. I saw you, and we said, keep on spending sunny days this way, gonna laugh and talk our time away. Closer Long West on the grooving piano. So, at a certain point, I wrote a song about a friend of mine who used to come to a lot of my gigs, who was from a really, really well-known, famous family. If I said the name of the family, of course, everybody would recognize it, so I'm not going to say it. But he had a very difficult life, and he was haunted by the paparazzi and haunted by his own memory. He wasn't a close friend, but he really loved the band, and I really liked him. And then he died, so I wrote this song before he died, hoping he would take something from it, but I don't know. It's hard to say. So the name of the song is called "You Got No Shame" with a Spanish subtitle, Sin Vergüenza. And I'm really talking about the paparazzi when I'm saying you got no shame. I'm not talking about him. Sure, you have problems to contend with. Fate put your life up at the bid. Privilege is gonna be your lot. You got to deal with what you got. No one else knows what you're going through. They'll take advantage of you. I'm warning you, they're everywhere. Yeah, you got no shame now. You got no shame now. You got no shame now. You got no shame. And the evil eye will look upon you. They'll report your every deed and word. Come on, there's just no good reason to be intimidated by them. You got no shame, and now you know that till you limb from limb, then eulogize you when you go. Because you got no shame. Ha! You got no shame. Oh, you got no shame. You got no shame. And the fourth estate will try to make and break you. They'll build you up just to put you down. Got no shame, they got no point of view. Don't you let them take away your pride, don't let them get to you. You got no shame because you got no shame, boy. You got no shame. You got no shame, boy. You got no shame. You want to play a solo, Tom? Got no shame. No shame. Shame, boy, you got no shame. You got no shame, boy, you got no shame. Somebody else could go unnoticed. And they do. Doing the same things that you do. They try to be holier than thou. They might be up out for a little while, sell you out right on up your creek, and drive you to the brink, and make you think the thought you have no mind for. Sin vergüenza. I see vergüenza. You got no shame, you got no shame. You got no shame, you got no shame. No, you got no shame. It's dark. Yeah. And they actually did drive him to the brink, and he died, and it was tragic. And then they chased his girlfriend around for like the next week, and I was friends with his girlfriend too, and it was fucking horrible. I had to help hide her a couple of times. Anyway, I don't know. All in the past. In my car. Here's another one Kevin wrote. This is another one about
Situate.
Situate. Yeah, kind of like Situate, the Beach Boy capital of the South Shore, and the probably the cruising in cars capital in that era. I'm sure that's long gone now, the cruising in cars thing. But anyway, that's what this is about.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. In my car, sit real tight. But when we're cruising this to town tonight, in my car, do it right, making love beneath the starlit sky. In my car, when nighttime comes, we're gonna have some fun, looking for action and a little one, up and down around this town. I'm so happy with the girl I found. In my car, we can talk of the past and new, and what we can do. We've got all night. In my car. When nighttime comes, we're gonna have some fun. I'm looking for action and a little one, up and down around this town. I'm so happy with the girl that I found. In my car, in my car, in my car, in my car, in my car.
Did we hear that guy, Billy Stewart? No, you guys would know.
Thank you.
Billy Stewart would go, chop, chop, chop. You know what I'm talking about, Billy Stewart? Great singer, great R&B singer.
Yeah, he did Summertime.
Okay, this is at a certain point, I worked with Barry Marshall and the Rockin' Robins, the group in the '80s, and at a certain point, I caught a pretty big break and got to produce part of a movie soundtrack called Shag the Movie, which to distinguish it from Shag the Act. So nobody gets that. That's why they had to call it the movie. This is before anybody in the United States really knew about shag being, a euphemism for sex. And so when they realized that they had to call it Shag the Movie. Anyway, it was a wonderful opportunity for me, and I met two of the great singers of all time, I think, Benny King and Laverne Baker. And I worked with them in the studio, and then I sort of hit it off with Laverne and hung out with her a bit and talked to her a lot. And then I just said, how come you're not, doing anything in music right now in America. She had been 20 years in the Philippines running a club on Subic Bay, the American base in the Philippines. And so she sang every weekend, so she was in fabulous voice, right? She was like 59 at the time, I think. And I was probably about 38 or something, or 37. And I said, you know, you're a national treasure. You've got to make a record. Why don't we make a record? And she goes, I'll make a record with you if you give me some money. So I set about to do that, and I did. And then and ultimately I ended up working with her for the next 7 years or 8 years. And as her musical director, toured all over the world, did all kinds of great things with her. And movie soundtracks and records and all kinds of stuff. And I probably met and played with about half the people I grew up idolizing, because they all loved Laverne, and we were on the bill with them, and so we ended up, I mean, it's just beyond belief. B.B. King, everybody you can imagine. Anyway, it was probably the best gig I ever had. But you know, I'm still climbing the mountain, so who knows? There might be a better gig to come. I'm not past it. I'm not falling down the other side of the mountain yet. So this is a song that I kind of got from Laverne, you know, I took a bit of her arrangement of it too. And it's an old song from the late 1940s, originally done by Frankie Lane and also done by Louis Armstrong. By the way, Laverne worked with Louis Armstrong as his featured female singer for about 2 years, so she had all kinds of great stories about him. So sometimes when I'm talking to you guys that are students of mine, I am passing on the wisdom of Louis Armstrong through Laverne to me, to you. So, and that's no joke. And some of the crazy stories too. Anyway, so this one is called That's My Desire. So set. 2, 3, 4. To spend one night with you in our old rendezvous, and reminisce, just we two. That's my desire. To sing where gypsies play, and down in that dim cafe, and dance till break of day. That's my desire. We'll sip a little glass of wine, then I'll gaze into your eyes divine. Want to feel the touch of your lips pressing close on mine, to hear you whisper low. You say it's time to go. Sherry, I love you so, 'cause you're my desire. You're my desire. Talk about my desire. Yeah, you're my desire. My desire. You're my desire. By way of Frankie Lane to Louis Armstrong to Laverne Baker to me to you. How's that? Okay, and I'd like to do another song. This is actually a more recent song of the Marshalls, although Kevin and Kenny wrote a lot of this way back in the 80s. But I rewrote it a bit. I wrote new lyrics and rewrote it a bit. And this one is new enough that I may actually need a little help with the lyrics, which I don't encourage. It's not a good habit, needing help with the lyrics. Nothing I hate worse than going to a gig and seeing somebody with an iPad in front of them the whole time reading the lyrics, you know what I mean? I don't think that's good. I'm doing that right now, but mine's handwritten, so it's a little more authentic.
You're right, Barry. You're right, Barry. That's not good to watch. People do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this song actually, this brings up an interesting subject. My older brother, who was the most handsome and charming Marshall, of course, he died 20 years ago as of, I think it was Monday, wasn't it?
17th of May.
17th. He died 20 years ago. Dropped dead suddenly. And it was, somewhat traumatic. We grew up in a huge family, Kevin and Ellie and I, 8 kids, and it was always a fight for the food. Maybe not for you guys, but you were more of the affluent generation, the younger Marshalls. But Brian and me especially. So Brian, the theory was that Brian was 4 inches taller than me because he always got half my food, up until about the age of 10. Anyway, he was a charming as hell guy, and at his funeral, he probably had 12 different ex-girlfriends who were there claiming they still loved him for their whole life. I mean, if I could get one ex at my funeral, I'd be amazed. I mean, I can get a current, but I couldn't get an ex.
I can get them there, Barry. It's going to cost some money, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, right, thanks. So in my family, Brian was the charmer and a bit of a scamp and a bit of a, how do I say this without being too nasty? I didn't always trust Brian, but he had a lot of love and a lot of people loved him. And it taught me a lesson in, humility and charm. Like I had to admit to myself, man, he's much more charming than I am. God damn it, he's better looking too. But anyway, so I partly wrote this song slightly as a tribute to him, although I don't really mean him in the lyrics. But the reason is because his nickname was Digger, and he got the nickname Digger from Spanish class in high school when he would, of course, not know the answer, and the teacher would say, "Dígame, Señor Marshall, dígame, dígame." And everybody would laugh as soon as they started saying that, and then people just started calling him Digger. And so I used the dígame in the song here, as you'll see. So this is dipping into my very limited Espanol. I had to get a friend to help me to make sure I wasn't not completely doing this wrong. But anyway, it's called Hey Señor, and it's it should be a funny song. I think it's a funny song. What?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah. Dígame, por favor. ¿Qué pasa, hey señor? He wants his own way, he'll get it today, talking about every man. He stumbles around, he loves to put down just about any man. Remember that time, no longer a kid. You took advantage, you know what you did. A well-kept secret down on the down low. But when it came out, we all got to know about every man. I'm talking about every man. Yeah, dígame, por favor. ¿Qué pasa, hey señor? Yeah, he hears what he wants. He loves to be flaunting every man. His directions are the best. He disregards the rest, talking about every man. Remember that time you took your friend's wife? You did advantage and nothing but strife. A well-kept secret down on the low. When you found out, we all got to know about every man. And he could be any man. Dígame, por favor. ¿Qué pasa, hey señor? Hey señor, hey señor. Dígame, por favor. ¿Qué pasa, hey señor? I said, na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey señor. Hey, señor. Okay.
Gracias.
He hears
Thank
what he
you.
wants. The rest he will flaunt. That could be any man. His directions are best. Disregards all the rest. Hey, don't think I'm leaving myself out
It's
of this.
Shakespeare. It's Shakespeare.
You know, it's funny, you write songs and you think you're making all these points, and then you look back and you say, Jesus Christ, that's at least half me. If not more. Anyway, I need to find my list. Sorry.
Never going.
Oh, I should talk, you know what I should do? I should mention this. We do this thing, the PayPal thing. So I have this thing, it's a PayPal thing of my own that I just put together. And of course I had to write it like this, but it's paypal.me/Barry Marshall Music. And Barry Marshall and music are capitalized. paypal.me/Barry Marshall Music.
But
That's
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the commercial. But wait, we got, anyway.
Okay, so this one is a song from the late 60s written by a guy named John Stewart, who also wrote Cheer Up Sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean? I'm not going to do that song, though. But so this song is written by him. So we all rocking away here, guys, gentlemen, maestro. Every time I see that Greyhound bus go rolling down that line, makes me wish I'd talk to you back when we had all that time. But you know, these are only wishes, and I know they're nothing more. And I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to Nashville anymore. Oklahoma City, oh, I know that she's gonna treat me cruel. Denver, Colorado, oh, man, made me feel like such a fool. These are only cities, but they're cities without you. And I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to Nashville. cities, but they're cities without you. I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Never going back to Nashville anymore. No, 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 no. These are all cities I hitchhiked through in my lengthy career of breaking hearts and getting heartbroken. But I'm not going to take a hitchhike anymore. I'm not going to take a bus or a train or a plane. 'Cause I'm a never, ever going back. Never, 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 never going back to Nashville anymore. I should have said uno, dos, tres, cuatro. No, just kidding. Thank you very much. John Stewart. And here's a song written by a great R&B, that's rhythm and blues to you young folks, R&B producer, soul music producer named Bert Burns. He wrote a lot of great songs, Hang On Sloopy, Twist and Shout, and all kinds of great songs. Anyway, this one he wrote, and it was originally done by a group called Them that included the lead singer Van Morrison, who's kind of lost his mind these days, but he's a great singer. I saw him at a high school dance in 1968 at the Situate Harbor Yacht Club, Van Morrison. It's an unbelievable gig.
Make a little room for her. Here Comes the Night.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Don't play it, Jim. Go ahead. This one features my brother Kevin, by the way, singing. We haven't argued yet, have we? He just corrected.
What do you, yes, we have.
He just corrected.
Yes,
me.
we have. We've argued. I'm telling you, we argued. I swear. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow! Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Whoa, whoa, yeah. I can see right out my window, walking down the street, my girl with another guy. His arms around her, lucky to be with me. Whoa, it makes me want to die. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Oh, yeah. There they go. It's funny how they look so good together. Wonder what is wrong with me. Why can't I accept the fact she's chosen him and simply let them be? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Beat. I got it. Hey! She's with him, and now he's turning out the lights the way I used to do. I can see her turning on the light and telling them lies, exactly like she told me to. Well, yeah, 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 now here it comes. Here comes the night. Well, yeah, here comes the night. Yeah, here comes the night. Here comes the night. Yeah. Well, here comes the night. All right. Here comes the night.
All right.
Thank you.
So this next one, I would like to take you to a smoky after-hours club. Maybe we'll do that later. Anyway, for the mood of the song. In the old days, they used to have these organ trios based on a Hammond organ, and the Hammond organ player usually played the bass on either the pedals or the left hand. And they'd have like maybe a guitar and maybe a drummer, or maybe a saxophone and maybe a drummer. And this is the kind of song they would do. A moody blues song. Not by the Moody Blues, but. Made me leave my happy home, took my love, now you're gone. Since I fell for you, let me tell you that our love brings such misery and pain. No, I guess I'll never be the same. Since I fell for you. Boy, it's great to sing to a Hammond organ. Too bad, and it's too sad, but I'm in love with you. Yeah, you love me, and then you snub me, baby. What can I do? Yeah. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, and I said, I guess I'll never see the light. No, I get those blues most every night. Since I fell for you. Get those blues most every night. Since I fell for you. To the bridge again. It's too bad, too sad, but I'm in love with you. love me, and then you snub me. Well, listen, baby, what can I do? Yeah, I'm still in love with you. I said, I guess I'm never gonna see the light. No, no, no. Get those blues most every night. Since I fell for you. Yeah, yeah. Since I fell for you. Yeah, yeah. Tom West on the Hammond organ. The Hammond organ is such a great instrument, and Laverne Baker, that I toured with for going on 8 years, always, that was one of the beautiful things about the gig. The gig was great in every way. Every day I learned about music from her. Every day I learned about life. And but she always had a Hammond organ in the, concert, the contract rider. So we had to get a Hammond organ. Part of my job was to go to the gig and make sure the Hammond organ worked and turn it on just to make sure it really was good. So I had to be quasi-road manager too. Okay, so this one is a new one also. That I work with a great Cape Verdean singer named Danny Silva. Danny Silva is one of the thrilling parts of my career. I did two albums with him so far, one in 2008, one in 2018. And both of them had hit records on them too, so and so it was great, because when I'd go back to Portugal, I'd hear the stuff I did on the radio in Portugal, like a lot. And one day we were walking by the corner little restaurant right by where he lives, and we see up on the big screen like the animated video. I think I showed you guys that in the class, the animated video for that song. So anyway, Danny's a great talent, one of the probably 2 or 3 greatest artists, living artists of Cape Verdean music today. Lives in Portugal, and I recorded with him in Portugal and had a wonderful time. A lot of laughs and a lot of great fun, and a lot of great music. And so he wrote this originally, and he was nice enough to let me take it and make an English version, an English language version of it. And I managed to, I think I might know the words to this. But anyway, I managed to turn it into even a little more. That song was a comedy song anyway. It had comedy in it. Abanhar, it was called. And I think an abanhar is like a fuck up, like you messed up. Excuse my language, but that's what it is, I think. and so I made it into, I got blown off by people in 3 scenarios. And on the record that I did of this, that's going to come out in August, I have an album coming out in August. It's going to be called The Marshall Plan. And we've done about 4 or 5 other songs from it tonight, but this one is from it. And in the record, it has a lot of comedy. I did some comedy bits with a female actress too, and I got to play my own parents in the comedy bits and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I hope you can get the humor in this anyway. Okay, so she blew me off again. I took a ride to meet with my girl. I found the place. First to get there, I had a beer or 3. No sign of a face. Chip-a-bee-da-bee, 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 chip-a-bee-da-bee. She lacked the will to say no. She decided she had to go. She left me in the lurch, and so she blew me off again. So-called friend, so-called girlfriend, blew me off again. My so-called friend, my bed bill I lent some money to, and then he disappeared. Checks unanswered, phone misplaced. Ah, as I had feared. Chip-a-bee-da-bee, 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 lacked the will to say no. The money went right up his nose. And it fell right off his clothes. He blew me off again. Blew me off, my friend. Can we have a little 88s from Tom West? I had a job that I worked long and hard at. I made that boss look good. And then the time I get that pay my pay raise, I knew he really should. Chip-a-bee-da-bee, 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 chip-a-bee-da-bee. He decided he had to go. He left me in the lurch, and so he blew me up again. Yeah. She blew me up again.
Hold on, Darren. Hold on, Darren. Unwind that cord there.
Thank you. This next one I wrote, it's called You're Talking Loud, and it ain't the James Brown song. Like a dull knife, it just ain't cutting, 'cause you've been talking loud and saying nothing. That's the James Brown one. So I have my own song called You're Talking Loud, and you are saying nothing. And this refers to a lot of people, I think, especially in today's world. Okay, so it's you're talking loud, you're saying nothing, you're talking trash, think you're doing something, you're talking loud, you're saying nothing to me. You say some things, you will regret it, you're talking trash, that's not copacetic, you're talking loud, you're saying nothing to me. Yeah, when I used to be a kid, I had to listen to the man. Said a lot of things that I just couldn't understand. Said a little older, they're still talking loud at me. I didn't know by now to quit, but they don't have a clue. You said some things, you will regret it. You said some trash, not copacetic. You're talking loud. You're saying nothing to me. You're talking big. You sound just like a pig. You're talking trash, a sound that I don't dig. You're talking loud. You're still saying nothing to me. When I used to be a kid, I had to listen to the man. Said a lot of things that I just couldn't understand. Take me a little older, they're still talking loud at you. You kick by know by now to quit, but they don't have a clue. We're gonna end it here. You're talking loud. Thank you so much. What time we got here? Anybody have the time? 9 what? Oh, it's way over time. Oh, well, let's. We should probably. I should probably mention the Venmo thing. I mean, the not Venmo. The PayPal.me Barry Marshall Music. Anybody can see that? PayPal.me.
Hold it still. We're gonna sell this.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much. We'll vamp out on Shame, Shame, Shame. And we'll hope to be gigging this probably in July or August, or both. And I'll be playing gigs with the Marshalls as well, and certainly in August and September, right? We have gigs already there.
Yes.
Right? Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah, yeah. Just checking.
Absolutely.
And I have to read one more thing too. So thank you very much to Susanna Mars. And this was an exclusive show for Free Fridays concert series in Gainesville, Florida. And I appreciate you all having me, and I appreciate everyone out there that did check in and see what I'm doing and didn't snooze off. And you guys that didn't snooze off here, thank you. And thank you, Tom, and thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Ellie. Okay, so it's this is sort of a pre-disco, one of the early, before disco really was a thing. Yeah, just stop me now. Hear what I say. My feet got to move, so get out my way. I'm gonna have my say. I'm gonna every discotheque. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. Yeah, shame, shame, shame. Yeah, shame on you. You can't dance too. I said shame, shame, shame. Shame on you. You can't dance too. If you don't want to go, remember one monkey don't make no show. My body needs action. I got to go. I'm gonna have my say. I'm gonna every discotheque. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. Yeah. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah, shame on you. Can't dance too. I said shame, shame, shame. Shame on you. Can't dance too. Don't stop the motion if you get the notion. You can't stop the groove, 'cause you just won't move. I got my sunroof down. I got my diamond in the back. I put on the shades and let the woman in the know it all. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you. If you can't dance too. I said shame, 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 shame on you. said, shame, shame, shame on you, you. 'Cause we can't dance too. Shame, shame on you. Thank you very much for coming, ladies and gentlemen, and listening and being here. And I'm Barry Marshall with Kevin Marshall and Tom West. And our next gig, we're going to try to play out with the rhythm section. Hopefully for Mike LeBeck, Joe McMahon, and Tony Savarino. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you if you can't dance too. I said shame, 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 shame on you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Do I have some things I can knock over here? All right. I wonder if they still have Q Brew here. They used to have beers in the dispensary. They do? Did you see it? They used to. I don't know if they do it still. Do you still have Q Brew? We do still have it, yeah. Oh, I might get a Q Brew right now. What is it, 75 cents still?
Price has gone up.
Wow, $1.75. Oh, wow, that's not bad.
All right, let's go get drunk.